Hi, this is Katie. Welcome to my presentation on the CYBILS Awards. I'm excited to share more about this unique award with you, so let's dive right in. The CYBILS Awards, also known as the Children's and Young Adult Bloggers Literary Awards, recognize children's and YA authors and illustrators whose work combines the highest level of literary merit and popular appeal. Essentially, the CYBILS select good books that kids and teens will actually enjoy reading. The CYBILS are not your average literary award. I'm sure you're wondering why there's a photo of chicken nuggets in the background of this slide. And that's because the CYBILS Awards self-identify as the organic chicken nuggets of Lit Awards. The awards were co-founded by Kelly Harold and Ann Bowles-Levy to serve as a compromise between awards that were too elitist and others that were not selective enough. Hence the organic chicken nugget analogy. Anyone can nominate a book for a CYBILS Award. The books are judged and awarded by children's and YA lit bloggers. I really like this award because it taps into the knowledge and passion of book lovers who may not be involved in traditional book professions, but are definitely plugged into societal trends. There's no medallion to denote award winners. Winners receive, I quote, lovely, non-cheesy prizes, according to the CYBILS site. So the CYBILS were first awarded in 2006, and they have been awarded every year since. You can find a complete list of winners and finalists for each year on the CYBILS website under Books. The CYBILS Awards started out with 9 categories in 2006, and they have grown to include 15 different categories today, from board books to YA speculative fiction. The awards also include easy readers, poetry, nonfiction, and graphic novels. Many of these categories are divided by age. Nominations are currently closed for 2019, and judges are in the review process. Finalists should be announced on January 1st, 2020, with winners announced on February 14th, 2020. So as mentioned earlier, the CYBILS were co-founded by 2 women, Ann Bowles-Levy and Kelly Harold, who are both avid book bloggers. The CYBILS Awards also have an organizing team of 15 individuals who serve as category chair heads, editors, tech support, etc. I did note that 14 members of the organizing team are women, and the majority do appear to be white. However, anyone who blogs regularly, at least once a month, about children's or YA lit can apply to be a judge. And judges are all volunteers. Efforts are made to recruit judges with a wide variety of voices and backgrounds. And another note on the judges, you can be 16 years old and apply to be a judge, and younger kids can also apply as long as they have written consent from a parent. Determining a sponsor for the CYBILS Awards was difficult. Everything is volunteer-based. They accept donations, and they also run an online merchandise store through their website. Amazon affiliate links are included in all book posts, and there are also various ads featured on the site from time to time. There's currently an ad for the Independent Press Awards. Of course, the greatest thing about an award involving bloggers is the networking and advocacy that bloggers do for the awards. So I would call all of the bloggers involved the award's biggest sponsor. Alright, so now we're going to talk about some of the winners of the last year's CYBILS Awards. So as I mentioned before, the CYBILS Awards currently include 15 different categories, so that means in 2018 there were 15 award winners. I'm not going to do a detailed book talk about each of these, but I do think it's important to include each category and its winners so you have a better idea of what kinds of books the CYBILS Awards select. You can use this information to decide whether you want to use the CYBILS Awards as a selection source. So I'll do an in-depth book talk on 3 of the winners, and then I will read the category and title of the remaining 2018 winners. Alright, so first up for the book talk, we have We Don't Eat Our Classmates by Ryan T. Higgins. So this is a story about a young T-Rex named Penelope who is very nervous for her first day of school. It turns out all of her classmates are children and she can't stop eating them. Of course, this doesn't help her to make friends, but no matter how hard she tries, she can't resist the tasty children. Alone with no friends, Penelope tries to befriend the class goldfish when he bites her finger. From that point on, Penelope learns how it feels to be eaten. She loses her appetite for children and begins to make friends. This is a silly and fun book that discusses the difficulties of being different. It also discusses the difficulties of building relationships with peers, and it emphasizes the importance of having empathy for others. The illustrations are absolutely adorable, and they depict a multicultural classroom. I would definitely recommend this book. Next up is the award winner in the category of middle grade fiction. So in The Parker Inheritance by Varian Johnson, 12-year-old Candace Miller is stuck spending the summer in her deceased grandmother's home in Lambert, South Carolina following her parents' divorce. Candace's grandmother, the former city manager of Lambert, was fired and run out of town, although Candace is hesitant to learn why until she discovers a letter that her grandmother had tucked away. The letter details an injustice done to a black family who lived in Lambert years ago and sends Candace and her new friend Brandon on a quest to solve the puzzles that will lead to a buried treasure. Readers are taken on a journey through Lambert's dark past filled with racism and oppression and learn how prejudice and power are passed down through generations. Characters are full of depth, and the book introduces other themes dealing with sexual identity, divorce, death, and police brutality. Overall, this is a gripping mystery that teaches readers about race and oppression in the U.S. then and, yes, still now. The Parker Inheritance also won a 2019 Coretta Scott King Book Award. And last up is Hey Kiddo by Jarrett Krasaska, and this was the 2018 winner in the Young Adult Graphic Novel category. So this is an autobiographical story that tells the struggles of growing up in an atypical family touched by addiction. Jarrett has a few memories of living with his mother when he was little, but at about 3 years of age, he went to live with his grandparents, and that's where he stayed for the remainder of his adolescence. Jarrett's grandparents are loving, but they aren't perfect. His mother comes in and out of his life as she struggles to fight a heroin addiction, and his father is simply non-existent during his early years. Jarrett uses art and drawing to cope with the dysfunction in his life. This is the story of many children who are being raised by grandparents or whose loved ones are struggling with addiction. The illustrations are raw and real, and the story portrays the struggle that children go through to understand their loved ones' behavior and address issues like abandonment and just growing up and adolescence in general. Luckily for Jarrett, his grandparents are supportive and they encourage him to pursue his interest in art. By the end, the story has become one of finding peace and understanding. This is an encouraging and relatable story for teens with similar experiences. Hey Kiddo was also a 2018 National Book Award finalist and Excellence in Young Adult Nonfiction finalist. Alright, so here are the remaining 2018 CYBILS Award winners. In the category of board books, the winner was Llama-Phones by Janet Coate. For easy readers, the winner was Fox the Tiger by Corey R. Tabor. In the early chapter books category, it was Jasmine Taguchi Drummer Girl by Debbie Machiko Florence. In the elementary/middle grade graphic novels, the winner was The Witch Boy by Molly Knox Ostertag. For elementary nonfiction, it was Joan Proctor Dragon Doctor by Patricia Valdez and illustrated by Felicita Sala. In the elementary/middle grade speculative fiction category, the winner was Nevermore, The Trials of Morrigan Crow by Jessica Townsend. In the middle grade nonfiction, the winner was Death Eaters, Meet Nature's Scavengers by Kelly Milner Halls. In the junior high nonfiction, it was Boots on the Ground, America's War in Vietnam by Elizabeth Patridge. In the poetry category, the winner was Long Way Down by Jason Reynolds. In the senior high nonfiction category, the winner was The Faithful Spy, Dietrich Bonhoeffer and the Plot to Kill Hitler. And that is by John Hendricks. In the young adult fiction category, the winner was Sadie by Courtney Summers. And in the young adult speculative fiction category, the winner was Tess of the Road by Rachel Hartman. And this concludes my presentation on the CYBILS Awards. I hope you've enjoyed learning about this unique award and will consider using it as a resource in the future. For more information, you can visit the CYBILS website at www.cybils.com, and there is a link here in the references. I hope you've enjoyed this presentation. Thanks for viewing. Have a great night.